the morning, top of 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 the morning. Hold on.
Alright bozos, so we're back, this time with another highly anticipated album, now from Baby Keem with the Melodic Blue, and I gotta say, he's improved in terms of musical quality. But another thing to acknowledge is the fact that he finally got Kendrick Lamar out of his hole, and we'll be hear not one, not two, but three fresh new Kendrick verses that all have their own sense of flavor.
You can't keep getting away with it!
And with Don Toliver and Travis Scott accompanying him as well on this, it seems like we finally got a more settled and grown Baby Keem that won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Starting off, we're giving my most favorite intro of the year now with the song Trademark USA, which just jumps off to this hyping classic Baby Keem that somewhat reminds me of his previous project Die For My Bitch, with the bass boosting head bopping energy that I feel is perfectly needed for someone like Keem to really create a solid first impression. But moving forward, we see somewhat of a constant mood shift between songs, such as with the track Pink Panties, Scapegoat, and Range Brothers that have three completely different feels to them that makes it seem like with this 16 song album, every 4 songs is like a restart to the album but told in a different way. Well, with this comes the first Kendrick Lamar feature on the track Range Brothers, which is a lot different from what I'm usually hearing from Kendrick previously, showing that he's still willing to grow and change to improve his music, and also shows that with his upcoming album, we don't really know what to expect. But then we have songs like Issues, Gorgeous, South Africa, and Lost Souls that are more low-key style and mainly just for feels. With South Africa being the more hype of the tracks, I didn't really feel it all too much, mainly because of the skeletal piano and 808 beat that just doesn't really help Keem as much as you think it does. If anything, it just slows him down because being used to hearing that more deep bass, high energy Keem, songs like this can seem like a turn away for people, especially if you've been listening to him for a couple of years back. But throughout the final 8 tracks, we're given this mix of vibes and jump around energy, such as with the tracks Vent and 16 carrying these either angrier or slower love song-esque tone to them. So alongside the usual choppy rapping from Keem within these tracks, I would say that he did a pretty solid job, really showing his growth from his short yet sweet viral album Die For My Bitch that he dropped back in 2019. Overall, this album was pretty decent and one of my favorites of the year, but my main issues would have to be that it isn't too different from what we've heard previously, with it seeming more like a cleaned up version of his 2019 project, kinda like if someone took an old computer and put newer parts in it to help it run better. But that doesn't discern from the fact that I still enjoyed it all the same, and I've taken a lot of these songs and put them at my playlist. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving this a low 8, mainly because while there is improvement, there are also some low lows on this album that can stand out just as equally as the better tracks. But how do you guys feel about the Melodic Blue? Do you think that Keem can get any better than that? Where would you rank his album amongst the other two in his discography? Let me know down in the comments while liking and subscribing. Make sure to follow my IG and Twitter. And if you like the illustrations used in this video, make sure to follow the artist as well because she's dope. And on that note, I'll see you on Monday for Narcissist.
Put up in the crib, sippin' Dr. Perky, put up in the crib, eatin' okie dokie, put up in the crib, sippin' on the ball, put up in the crib, eatin' cat con, put up in the crib,